How we looking?
Batman's better.
Batman's better. Okay. So, what we're gonna do, real quick, is I'm just gonna kind of explain what this is. So, we all just read Amazing Fantasy number 15. We're gonna look at clips from the movies, focusing on this and how they compare and contrast. So we're gonna focus on how he gets bit by the spider, the with great power comes great responsibility scene, and Uncle Ben's death. We're not gonna get through all this today, that's fine. First hour only got to about right here. All right? So that's what we're gonna go through. So, first things first, with that first grouping of questions, we had a few things I want to kind of bring up. So first off, what is the classmates' reaction with Peter when they are like, hey, should Peter hang out with us? What do they say? Call him a bookworm, he's a professional wallflower, this guy's got no style, he sucks, we don't want him hanging out with us, right? Alright, so we have that. What does he do? So he gets bit, what's the first thing he does that's like kind of astonishing? Sticks to the wall, right? The car's coming through, what does he do? Leaps out of the way, whereas, oh, I can stick to walls. All right, what is the TV producer's reactions, or everybody's reactions to him? When he's just like, hey, look at my powers. Wow. Yeah, they're like, let's make some money. There's I think it's the comic after this one, he goes to try to cash a check, but they can't prove his identity because he has his mask on. And he's like, I'm Spider-Man, cash this check, and they're like, take your mask off so we can prove it. He's like, I can't do that. So he has this big check that he just can't even cash. Fun fact. What does he say when the thief escapes? He just lets him go. What does he say to the cop? Yeah, it's your job, not my job. Why are you doing your job? All right. What's his initial reaction to Uncle Ben's death? How does he respond? He's immediately like, what? It's like, all right, let's immediately go kill this guy, right? He's upset. He's angry. And what does he learn about the thief? It was the guy who he let leave in the first place. So, your personal opinion, based off just this first issue alone, do you like Peter Parker as a character? I'd say, by show of hands, who likes Peter Parker as a character based off of this issue alone? Scene 1, scene 2. That's fair, right? He's kind of selfish here, right? He hasn't really learned how to be a person or really an adult, so what's his immediate reaction to things? He's temperamental. When he gets the powers, he's like, oh, now I can make my bullies pay. He is not, he's being raised by two kind people, but Peter Parker himself in this issue is a guy with a chip on his shoulder. He's been messed around with most of his life, now he has a way to get back, right? But then, guess what happens? He learns that with what? With great power comes. So, first thing first is we're going to look into how different movies show him getting bitten by the spider. So, quick reminder of what happens. He goes to a science experiment alone. A spider just so happens to fall in between these two sciencey things that are shooting rays at each other. Spider becomes radioactive. Before it dies, it immediately bites somebody. It bites Peter, so on and so forth. Peter walks out, car comes, he goes to the building. That's the scene from the comic, right? Let's see how this is adapted. So, first things first, if we want to real quick show you what you're working on. We've done this first section. Now we're going getting bit by the spider. So you are responsible for answering these 3 questions about the first 2 clips I'm going to show you, all right? We'll have a little bit of discussion. All right, so first section. Let's see how he gets bit by the spider. After this ad for, what is that? Festive finds? Are y'all looking for more festive finds?
You can go
What about tires?
with smart choice and
I don't got a
tires.
car.
I'd say none of y'all drive. You're looking for
Test
tires,
your
right?
Spider-Man tech.
Does some of you drive? Yeah. That's beside the point. All right, anyways.
Yeah.
Super spiders. There's 14.
Yep.
I beg your pardon? One's missing. Oh. I guess the research is working though.
Do you know that this is the
Hey, don't mind Advanced Franco.
He's
following
not
us.
talking throughout that moment's entire presentation. So talk about how we listen. Oh, I don't know what it's like in those hands,
Now's his chance. Now's his opportunity, I'll tell you.
Hey, can I take your picture? I need one with a student in it.
Sure. Yeah.
I told first hour this. I was a photographer in yearbook in high school. If you ask somebody, can I take a picture? Their response is, go away from it.
That's impossible.
They are not that friendly about it.
Perfect. Great. It's great.
MJ.
Here it comes.
Wait. Thanks.
The spider is just conveniently red and blue.
Parker. Let's do it.
And he pays no mind to it. He's just like, oh, got bit. I'm gonna keep walking. I wonder if that's what's happening to him right now. I wonder why they're showing it. All right. So we saw him get bit. Now we're gonna see is him like testing out his powers for the very, very first time. I'm sure y'all have seen the scene a million times, but it's still good nonetheless. This is gross.
Wow.
I don't like that.
How can you see that? His eyes?
He's got spider eyes.
What's wrong with his hands?
Like hair.
Ew.
That's gross.
The one would be kind of cool to climb up the wall, drawings
The whole bottom of his
like that one right there. Like,
Just that one.
we jumped the
Don't make fun of this. It was groundbreaking for its time. It's a little goofy, you can laugh though.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
The video game.
Video game? This probably looks like one. Alright. So, we've just seen the first adaptation of Peter getting bit and his like response to getting bit. So, if we look back, what is Peter doing right before the spider bites him in this scenario? Take pictures of who? MJ, right? The girl of his dreams. But after Peter is bitten, what amazing ability does he perform in this? He still climbs up the building, but is he almost hit by a car and jumps out of the way? No, he just looks at his hands, realizes he has gross hairy hands, and then starts crawling, right?
So they're a giant fly.
A giant force. Spider-Man. Alright. So we're gonna look at like two differences, or even I'll just kind of have a conversation about a few of them. So, right off the bat, what is one difference we can tell from this adaptation from the original comic? I see a hand, yes. You're right. You're on the like. Exactly. So remember in the comic, the spider's coming down, it gets nuked, and then it dies. It bites and dies, right? In this adaptation, it's already genetically mutated, right? And it's coming down. It stays alive. It just bites. Presumably, maybe bites a few other people. So that inherently is a massive difference. What is another difference we can maybe pick up on? Yes, Ian. Exactly. Yeah, he just climbs up the wall, right? Absolutely. Yes. It is. Oh, not when he's crawling up the wall. Because remember in the movie, they do the whole thing where multiple times he's like, oh, I can see, no, I can't. It's kind of silly. All right. Any other differences that we're thinking? I see a hand, yes. Exactly. He doesn't really show any fantastic feats of strength. He's just really jumping and flying around, right? And crawling. Another difference that I kind of want to bring up is in the original comic, is he on a class field trip or is he just by himself? Does he just go to this? He just goes to this experiment by himself, right? And then it happens, and they're all like, "Get a load of this guy. This guy sucks." And then he runs out of the room and gets bit, right? But here he's in a class field trip, and then gets bit, and he's like, "Yeah, all right," and then just walks away, right? So those are a few differences between the original comic and this adaptation. Now we're going to get to another adaptation. My favorite actor of all time. We got Andy Garf's here, y'all.
Yo.
So we're going to look at two scenes from The Amazing Spider-Man and kind of reflect about how they're different, how they're similar. Here's how he gets bitten by the spider in The Amazing Spider-Man.
At their body, we believe that everyone deserves a chance.
The Andy Garfs. The man, myth. The two-time Academy Award nominee.
I don't like his Spider-Man. I don't like his Peter Parker.
Honestly, personally, I wouldn't drop my girlfriend and I still would have her.
A little context. He learned that like his dad used to work here, so he's just snooping around. I usually at the hospital. Sorry, what you said? He saw somebody do it right before. This clip picks up like right after you see somebody doing it. I used to watch TV in 8th grade every day. It was such a
Well, you didn't say for either, so.
oh, yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't do that. Personally, I would save her.
All right, y'all. About to happen in a room full of spiders.
Wow.
There's a difference right there. Not just one, right?
We want to just start burning things.
Also, the music here is pure imagination from really long ago. That was Andrew Garfield's suggestion. I know too much about this movie. This ever happened to y'all?
What?
Just get the spiders falling on you.
Well, eventually I would start crying.
This happened to me over summer break camp. I'll tell you after.
I remember two spiders which are they go somewhere for those spiders.
I'm gonna skip this scene. It's just the lizard talking to another character about like what the plot of the movie is. Yeah, and it turns into a giant lizard. I love this movie, but I don't love all of it.
So define disappointment.
All right, it's about to happen.
Give me badge. Excuse me.
I'm good. Don't worry.
All right,
This was Robert Downey Jr.
Ah.
in the corner.
it's just like the guy's eye concept. Spider-Verse is super good. We're stoked on Peter here. All right, so we just saw him get bit by the spider. Let's see how his powers start to manifest. The song that plays in this scene, if you also think it's a jam, is Big Brat by Phantom Planet, and it's a really dope track.
It's crazy how I don't know, two spiders. Wow.
Kind of tweaking out.
That was on something.
Sounds that spider web.
You better not do that spider. That can't Trust it.
All right. So, right off the bat,
He started breaking everything.
yeah. Okay. Well, first off, first, what's happening when he gets bitten by the spider? What's like the scenario, the setting?
Ah.
How is it different than the last few that we've seen? Oh, shoot those hands up. I heard you say something. What'd you say? He was in like this direct lab, right? Absolutely. See that hand? Oh. I'll track back. All right, Marco, you got your hand up. What's up?
He's in a lab.
Yeah, he's in a laboratory, and instead of one spider, there's like a million of them. Also, is he with anybody in that first scene?
No.
Completely by himself. Also, when his powers start to manifest, how are they manifesting? He's got super strength, but is he crushing a pole with his hand?
He can't control it.
Can't control it. He's squishing the tube toothpaste and breaking everything in his bathroom, destroying it, right? So if we kind of go over differences, immediate difference here is Peter's alone when all that goes down. And also there's like a million spiders. Also bites him in the back of the neck, which I don't remember. I think it's the hand in the comic to begin with. And then when it starts to react to it, it's not like in public this crazy big thing. At least not in this moment. When he starts kind of piecing it together a bit more. All right. Now for the clip that probably does the biggest difference of this whole like idea in Spider-Man movies. We're going to bounce from Andrew Garfield to old TH. All right. So the next batch of questions we're seeing. Yep, you see the questions. I don't want to spoil the clip, but this is a very quick scene.
You got bit by a spider? You didn't mind me? Well, we probably were hurt, right? You know what? Whatever. Even if it did hurt, I'll let it bite. Maybe. How much did the spider's dad pay?
Oh, he's telling his friend everything. He got bit by a spider. You know what? I just stepped on it.
You were here? Yeah. Because of times. Do you lay eggs? What? No. Can you spit venom? Can you summon an army of spiders? No, Ned. Oh, fuck, you shake your webs. Shut up. If I was you, I would stand on the edge of a building and just shoot it as far as I can. Shut up.
All right, so immediately, what's a big difference between the last two clips and this one? We don't even see him get bit, right? So we don't even see him get bit, and then when Ned says, oh, can the spider bite me too? What does he say in response? Spider's dead. Now, in your opinion, why do you think they made this decision to not show Peter actually get bit by the spider?
Because you already seen it.
Oh, can you speak up a little bit more? I think you're on the right track. What'd you say? Did not work it into the movie, that's fair. This takes place after he's already Spider-Man, right? So couldn't work it in. Why else? Why might there also be another reason for it? No flashbacks. I'd say a key one that I'd like to bring up is we've just seen two adaptations do this same scene on top of countless other comics and cartoons. So even if you've never seen a Spider-Man movie, you know how he becomes Spider-Man, right? So do we really need to retread and show similar things? Like in these movies, do we ever see Uncle Ben die? It's never brought up because it's assumed you already know. Now let's just dive into Spider-Man content. See a hand, yeah.
Oscorp doesn't exist.
Yeah, and Oscorp doesn't exist. I'm not a huge fan of that, but that's that point. All right. Now, remember, I'll give y'all a few more minutes to finish this question number 17. Consider these adaptations of Peter being bit by the spider. In your opinion, which of these adaptations handles this moment the best? Is it a moment that even needs to be shown in the first place? Basically, just tell me which one did you like, why did you like it, and why didn't you like the others? All I'm asking is your entire personal opinion, right? It's not like I'm gonna be like, you're wrong. It's just up to you. I'm not gonna be like, you're wrong, it's just your opinion. But I am really curious to see what you say. I would make the statement, and this is just as Die Hard. I'd say the first movie, the plot is basically the exact same from the comics, and I appreciate that. But I think the characterization is a little more intense. That's just me. That movie also came out at a good time. So made that. I feel like, at least in high school, middle school, at least I hope I would do football. All right, y'all. You keep finishing up what you're writing, that's totally okay, but we're about to carry on. Now we're going to focus on Uncle Ben's death and the different adaptations of this. We're not going to see every adaptation today. That's fine. We'll pick it up tomorrow, okay? We can at least get a little bit farther in. So, quick reminder of what happens in the initial comic when it happens. He just lets the guy go. He's like, it's not even my responsibility, dude. He comes home, sees a cop car in front of the house, and the cop's like, you know your uncle's dead. And he's like, all right, let's get to killing. Because he's ready to just beat up whoever kills uncle, right? That's a quick summary of how it happens in the comics. What we're going to do now is see how it's done in first the Sam Raimi Tobey Maguire movie. You are allowed to laugh. I understand it's a little goofy. I know, but showing this scene for a reason, there's some merit, all right? We'll talk a little bit afterwards.
Hey, what the hell?
That actor also shows up in the face.
He stole the game! Stop that guy! Stop him! He's got my money! Thanks. What the hell's the matter with you? Let him go. Cut him off the lobby and call the cops. You could have taken that guy apart. Now he's going to get away with my money.
I missed the part where that's my product.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I mean,
But
that's
is he gonna
what
miss
was
it?
saying.
Is that not his
That's
problem?
what your uncle does. Oh. Wow.
I mean, literally, that's the summary. That is how.
I put her back.
Reference to.
Stay back. Stay back. What happened? Carjacker, he's been shot. We just called the paramedics. They're on their way.
Go.
Legendary Cliff Robinson.
He bleeding on his head.
Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm ready to go. I really wish they made
Alright,
So
here it
confused,
comes.
guys.
I really wish they made it where he came back like a couple of times saying, oh, I'm not ready to go again. Just not yet.
Superhero movie is apparently in this and does that. Starring Drake Bell. Gives people all right. So we got that Tobey Maguire scene.
That was so sad.
All right. So first things first. What does Peter say when the cop asks him, like, why didn't you stop the thief? You could have taken that guy out with one hand. I missed the part where that's my problem.
But at the same time, the guy who got his money stolen, he said that to Peter. Yes.
Exactly right. So it's petty. This Peter Parker, like in the comics, is a really petty guy. Also,
They're annoying.
in the comic, do we actually see Uncle Ben get shot and die? But we see him dying basically in Peter's arms here. In your opinion, why do you think they showed him die? Makes it a little bit more emotional, right? Makes it more impactful.
It just makes
I wish
sense
they
to
left
me.
it out though, because this crying was
I think everybody cries. I'd make that statement. But yeah,
I believe that.
show Uncle Ben die to really emphasize how important this is for him. Also, do you think Tobey Maguire looks like a frog?
Yes. No.
Want to know why I bring that up?
Why?
Some more fun movie trivia. James Franco and Tobey Maguire aren't friends anymore. Also, a lot of people aren't friends with James Franco. But this is because when they were shooting Spider-Man 3, James Franco was like, you look like a toad or a frog. And that's why they stopped making movies.
Literally can't.
Literally looks like a frog though.
All right, y'all. We're going to show one more scene, all right? One more scene. This is the Andrew Garfield Uncle Ben death. All right.
Great powers. Great powers.
Oh, this is when he went out to go and find.
It's 207.
That's 207.
Yeah.
Okay, you're holding up the line. You can leave a penny, you can't take a penny.
What?
You can leave a penny anytime, you have to spend $10 to take a penny. Store policy. If you're gonna pay, you're holding up my
I
line.
don't have 2 cents.
You can't afford your milk, just step aside. But Daddy didn't give you enough milk money today?
2 cents. We're talking about 2 cents.
Just step aside, kid. Really?
Well, not.
Hey, stop! Somebody stop that guy! Hey, kid, little help?
Not my policy.
Somebody stop you!
Hey, but that ain't yeah.
Hey, stop!
It was 2 cents.
Just stop.
This is also a really brutal version of this. Red blue lights on.
Miracle.
Also Spidey.
I'll go back. Call an ambulance! Someone call an ambulance! Oh my god, oh my god.
Andrew Garfield, I'd say, is pretty good at crying authentically. Alright. Here's his immediate reaction following the death. So Peter doesn't go after the guy immediately. What's he do? He goes home to see MA.
Now she was
Solo weird.
Here's one of the things. He has a star tattooed on his left hand.
uh-oh.
Feels like I don't